Respect is not something you gain by shouting or demanding it. Respect is the result of a collection of small behaviors that unconsciously show up in us every day. Many times we think others don't take us seriously for no reason, while in reality, little by little, through habits that seem simple, we lower our own credibility. In this video, I talk about the small habits that, if you're not mindful of them, quietly destroy your respect. The first habit is apologizing too much. Apologizing when a real mistake happens is a sign of personal maturity, but when you apologize for every time you speak, ask a question, or even breathe, you're actually sending a message to those around you that says, I don't have much of a place here. People's minds pick up these messages very quickly, even if they aren't consciously aware of it. Excessive apologizing shifts your position from an equal individual to someone who is indebted. You unintentionally define yourself as lesser. Example, when you say, sorry, can I share my opinion, or sorry to bother you, I just had a question. The second habit is replying late out of disorganization, not choice. There is a big difference between someone who consciously manages their response at time and someone who is simply careless, forgetful, or procrastinating. When you respond late to messages and requests without explanation, it creates the impression that other people's time doesn't matter to you. Even if that's not your intention, the outcome is the same. Respect has a direct relationship with being reliable. Example, a work message that goes unanswered for 2 days, or a very short reply after a long delay with no explanation. The third habit is not having a personal opinion. Someone who constantly adjusts themselves to the group's opinion gradually fades from others' view. Respect comes from being able to say, without aggression or force, this is my opinion. Not having an opinion means not having a stance, and not having a stance means not having a clear identity in a group. Example, when you always say, whatever you say, or I don't mind, you decide. The fourth habit is joking or laughing in serious situations. A sense of humor is valuable, but the inability to recognize the right time for humor destroys respect. When you joke in moments that require focus, decision-making, or empathy, you send the message that you don't understand the depth of the situation. People respect those who understand the weight of the space. Example, laughing during a serious work discussion, or joking when someone is talking about an important problem. The fifth habit is over-explaining. Many people think the more they explain, the more acceptable they become. While in reality, excessive explanation is often a sign of lack of self-confidence. When you give multiple reasons for a simple decision, the listener's mind subconsciously starts looking for weakness. Respected people speak clearly and concisely. Example, giving a long explanation for a simple no or over-defending an ordinary decision. The sixth habit is interrupting others. Interrupting someone means saying, my words matter more than yours. Even if your intention is excitement or participation, the final effect is perceived as disrespect. Someone who doesn't listen will not be heard either. Example, jumping in to finish someone else's sentence, or changing the direction of the conversation before the other person finishes. The seventh habit is the inability to say no. When you are always available, always agreeing, and always ready, your value gradually decreases. Saying no is not building a wall, it is setting a boundary. And without boundaries, respect cannot form. Example, accepting a task you don't have the time or energy for, or saying, okay, just to keep someone from getting upset. The eighth habit is self-criticism. Many people think that joking about their weaknesses makes them more likable. But the human mind does not filter jokes, it stores the core message. When you don't respect yourself, expecting respect from others is unrealistic. Example, saying, I always mess things up, or I'm not an important person. The ninth habit is not having personal boundaries. Boundaries mean knowing where to stand without aggression or excessive explanation. When you allow everyone to treat you however they want, that behavior slowly becomes normal. Respect begins where your limits are clear. Example, tolerating hurtful jokes without reacting, or allowing others to interfere in your personal decisions. The 10th habit is making promises and not keeping them. This is the most destructive habit when it comes to losing respect. People may forgive mistakes, but repeated inaction is not easily forgiven. Every unfulfilled promise removes a brick from the wall of your credibility. Example, saying, I'll definitely do it, and then forgetting or making small but constant promises that never get fulfilled. In the end, you need to know that respect is not built through big actions. It is built or destroyed through small daily choice. None of these habits are inherently bad, but repeating them without awareness slowly lowers your position. Change begins with noticing. If this video was helpful to you, let us know we're on the right track with a like. To continue this journey of conscious growth, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next videos.